Welcome to the GWA Wingfoil World Tour in Ponte Preta on the Cape Verde island of Sal. We're thrilled to bring this new wave discipline in this fast-evolving young sport to such an idyllic spot. It's the perfect place to stage wingfoiling's first ever pure surfing competition, opening a new chapter in the sport's progression. Wingfoiling is barely 5 years old, but already it's captured the imagination of legions of enthusiasts fascinated by this new sensation. In short order, wingfoiling has become the world's fastest growing water sport. Now, it's time to contest the waves at this legendary surf break. Ponte Preta is blessed with Atlantic swells that curl around the rocky point and offer one of the world's greatest surfing waves. By coming here to this iconic right-hander, we and the athletes are keen to push the boundaries, testing the limits of what's possible on a wingfoil.
Yeah, Ponte Preta is a special place in terms of the whole setup that is different to the rest of the island, I would say, because it is a point break that's breaking along rocks really close. You have spectators on the beach 30, 40 meters away from people that actually be in the barrel surfing or ride on the wave. And when the northwest swells hit, it really lines up perfectly with the wind direction. It's quite offshore, but it's still side offshore. Keeps the wave really clean, keeps the walls very long and steep and fast. And yeah, it's a unique place, it's a unique arena. I don't think there's any better place for wave competition in terms of setup, easy access, and having such a radical wave.
The steep faces on these hollow waves offer big rewards for the wingfoil athletes willing to accept the daunting challenge. But the rocky shallows also hold risks for those who push too hard. One mistake in this unforgiving environment can be costly.
I think wingfoiling is still in such a young stage and the sport is evolving so fast. We are now 3-4 years into, let's say, competitive wingfoiling, and the progression has been insane, I think. So I think it's important for the sport to show where there is no boundary. I think wingfoiling can be done in exactly the same conditions like windsurfing and kitesurfing and surfing. And I think that's the beauty of the sport, because you can cover all kinds of conditions from mellow waves up to super powerful reef breaks. And I don't know where is the limit yet. You know, we will see. We've seen first people trying to ride in jaws, like doing some really big wave experiences, let's say, in wingfoiling. So it will be an important, I think, milestone for the sport to show the world wingfoil can be done in any kind of even radical conditions.
Wingfoiling's dizzying progression is driven by the booming numbers of those addicted to this new sport. That's matched by the new athletes' desire to test wingfoiling's limits. The new frontier is discovering if it's possible to surf one of the world's best waves on a wingfoil. That's why we at the GWA pushed hard to make the first event of this new wingfoil wave discipline happen here at Ponte Preta. It's undoubtedly one of the world's greatest right-handers, and the athletes are stoked to get the chance to compete here. Ponte Preta was in a mellow mood for the opening of the competition, but there were enough set waves and breeze to get the action up and running. We moved smoothly through the men's elimination rounds. All the athletes were eager to get out on the water to battle in this fresh wingfoil wave discipline. Some are seasoned veterans from other water sports. Others are young guns who know nothing else. Whatever their story, all of them relished the prospect of wingfoil battles at Ponte Preta. The break delivered again, throwing bigger sets as the tide came up. Frenchman Julien Bouyer took full advantage of the conditions. He got one of the highest wave scores of the day, and his heat total of 17.2 sent his fellow countryman Chucho Nono packing.
First time in Cabo Verde, so also first time in Ponta Preta, and I love this spot. The ride is so cool, super fast, so many sections, and yeah, there are rocks, but with my brother we like when it's committed.
Cape Verde local Hendrik Lopez went all in during his heat against Pablo Padilla. He took bigger and bigger risks, even throwing down a couple of spectacular air maneuvers.
It's crazy. Got some really hard bumps, went to the rocks a couple of times, but definitely worth it. I'm really stoked. The vibe in the beach is amazing, everybody's screaming, and I'm really thankful to be born here, and I love Cape Verde.
The battle of the Frenchmen matched up Clement Roseiro and Titouan Galea, 2021 surf freestyle world champion. Against the odds, Roseiro came out on top in the tight duel. Maui-based Zane Schweitzer went for broke. The renowned waterman with his famed competition pedigree used his surfing experience to the full to beat Italy's Gregorio Pugliese. For Schweitzer, the chance to compete in Ponta Preta in this wingfoil surf discipline is a huge privilege.
Man, this is definitely one of the best waves I've ever wingfoiled, and for sure the best yet we've ever seen in the GWA. So grateful to come here to Ponta Preta. I've dreamed of riding this wave.
Ponta Preta kept on delivering, providing the perfect playground for the planet's top wingfoilers. The men were pushing to the absolute limit, charging hard in the big set waves. Every rider was surfing as if there was no tomorrow. They put on a thrilling show that drew gasps and cheers from the beach. The most experienced wave riders, many from other water sports backgrounds, relishing the duel with rivals on the Ponta Preta break. Brazil's Caule Cidi, a three-time windsurf wave tour champion, was especially pleased to return to surf Ponta Preta again, but this time as a wingfoiling pioneer.
For me, it's amazing to be able to be back in Cabo Verde. You know, for me, it has a mark on my career of windsurfing. I did 3 finals here, and since 3 years, I'm really addicted to wingfoiling. I basically only wingfoil now, and I like the feeling of surfing with the foil. So I got in love with this sport, and being able to come to Cabo Verde to ride Ponta Preta, it was this dream wave, like perfect point break. And of course it's challenging, it's a unique wave, it's shallow, it's hollow, it's fast, so it's not really the type of waves that we started riding. I think that's what this event is all about, you know, to be able to actually show what we can do with foiling on a wave like this, and it's been an incredible show, you know, so far. All the boys are ripping.
Ponta Preta once again defied predictions and delivered big set waves. A steady breeze was the perfect accompaniment that ensured the world's best wingfoilers would come out to play. On the final day of the GWA Wingfoil World Cup in Cape Verde, we were straight into the men's quarter-final action. Cape Verde local favourites Hendrik Lopez and Wesley Brito put aside their friendship and went toe-to-toe out on the water. Brito racked up some big wave scores to dominate the heat.
We also see Wesley doing the same. Does he get it? Oh, perfect landing.
That's amazing. He's the one that taught me almost all my tricks. So I'm really stoked to be going against him. He's one of the best on the tour for sure, and I really hope him the best. And yeah, always nice to compete against him, and next time I'm gonna come even stronger and crazier.
Yeah, you're crazy.
The women's quarterfinals threw up some interesting matchups and very tight battles in the increasingly challenging waves. But one of the big upsets came when Tour newcomer Spain's Elena Moreno took out the French powerhouse Flora Artsna. The US's Muna White showed all her experience in the waves that are very much like her home break on Oahu. She was just too strong for the competition veteran Manuela Jungo. Still, the Swiss rider was stoked to ride at Ponta Preta. I am super happy that I'm able to compete in the first Wingfoil event here at Ponta Preta. It's an incredible place, and until a few days ago nobody thought that we would be able to ride here. The shore break is super difficult, the wave is fast and steep, and we get to ride here. It's an honor. The semi-finals of the women's competition were hard-fought affairs. Muna White earned one of the highest wave scores, 8.23, that helped her end the run of Netherlands' Bojan van der Linden. Van der Linden put up a strong fight in the tough waves and was happy with her performance in such an intimidating setting.
I think it's actually the best start ever for the Wave World Tour. The waves are so good, the action is epic, and just being out there with one other person on the wave is so cool. I've never been on such a nice wave before, so.
In the second semi-final, Elena Moreno knew that she had her work cut out for her. The Spanish rider based in the Canary Islands put it all on the line, taking big risks in the challenging swells. But her compatriot Nia Suarez, still just 16 years old, showed an incredible mastery of the waves. Riding backside, the teenager took the win with a coolly calculated display. The wave riding novice had so much control she even threw some airs to boost her scores. The first men's semi-final pitted Hugo Marin against the Cape Verdean Wesley Brito. France's Marin put everything on the line, riding in the critical section of the wave. He also toyed with the rocks in Ponta Preta shallows. But Brito came back swinging and chalked up a huge heat score of 17.8 for his fluid and powered up riding. His local knowledge of his home break paid big dividends. The judges loved his airs on the waves, earning him the day's highest score and the win. Teammates Maui-based Zane Schweitzer and France's Benoit Carpentier went toe-to-toe in the second semi-final. Schweitzer, a SUP World Surfing champion, drove hard and showed his intimate knowledge of the waves, working the faces with huge intensity. But the Frenchman was relentless and pushed the envelope to squeeze the win in another very tight heat.
Yeah, no, it's such an iconic place, an iconic venue with so many great history in all the wind sports, and it was kind of a challenge, you know, like to be here on the wing. I wasn't sure as well when I first got in and like check out the spot. I was like, man, I'm gonna break so many wings, and like I wasn't feeling safe at all. But I guess we got like some really good training on the other side of the island before the event. I got some big crash as well, but put me in confidence, and I think everybody has been pushing the level heat after heat. which has been amazing to watch, and I think it's just the beginning, and I don't even can imagine like what's gonna happen next, like in the next years, or because it's crazy, like the evolution.
The race for the third women's podium step was a hotly contested affair. Spain's Elena Moreno gave it her all in the tricky waves and the building cross-offshore breezes. Yet Bowie and van der Linden had the edge. The Dutch woman picked her sets carefully to build her heat score. And it proved enough to take the win and give her third place in the competition.
I'm really happy with the third place. I find it so cool that we finally have a wave tour. I was really excited for it. I was a little bit nervous to go out at Ponta Preta, but in the end it was so fun. Just having the wave with me and one other person, it's actually just heaven, you know.
France's Hugo Marin pushed it to the limit in the battle to get on the podium in the men's small final. He attacked the waves and rode with clinical ferocity as the sets got bigger and bigger. But the renowned waterman Zane Schweitzer proved how much he wanted to get on the podium. He piled on the pressure and attacked every wave, riding in the pocket and making dramatic cutbacks. Schweitzer was in the zone, flirting with disaster in his effort to take the win. He gave it everything and came out on top, earning him third place overall.
For the first event ever for the GWA, that's one of the most amazing waves I've ever competed in. I'm so grateful to have made the podium, and what an awesome run of events. So much talent from everybody, and I'm, of course, so grateful to experience a new place with such amazing people, and you know, to be able to make my supporters proud. Being on the podium is definitely a nice cherry on top, and really looking forward to more of this surf format in the GWA.
In the women's final, the Spanish teenage wingfoil star Nia Suárez came out all guns blazing. She knew she had an uphill task and threw down hard in the forbidding faces. Suárez did her utmost to boost her scores, executing some risky airs on the faces. In the end, though, it wasn't quite enough to take the top prize, but the defeat didn't tarnish her experience.
I'm so happy. I'm so happy with my performance. I think I did really good here. And it's my first wave event, so super stoked.
The vast experience of the US's Mona White, however, was telling. White was in a league of her own in these waves, showing exactly why just a few days earlier she'd taken the GWA kitesurfing crown at Ponta Preta. Again, she read the waves perfectly, riding with power and commitment that impressed the judges. It was enough to give her a convincing win and earn a second title.
I'm so stoked to be here at Ponta Preta and to take the win here. It's pretty amazing. I wasn't expecting this result at all. I just was going out there and having fun, and yeah, ended up getting some good rides, and yeah, it was an amazing event. All the girls were charging out there. We had amazing waves and wind came through, and yeah, great event.
In the men's final, France's Benoit Carpentier gave it his all. The reigning SUP Surf World Champion wasn't going down without a fight. The Frenchman pushed it all the way in a bid to secure victory. But he pushed too far and too hard and ended up in the rocks with a burst wing for his troubles.
Yeah, I'm super happy to be here in Cabo Verde and to obviously get second here against Wesley, the local guy obviously, and it was really a nice final. I fell a couple times, that was my big mistake, but really happy, you know, that's my first GWA event ever, so getting second is amazing, and yeah, I'm just really happy to surf Punta Preta with only one more guy out, you know, and it was just a pleasure to share these finals with Wesley and to represent Starboard and free wing here, and it was a blast.
And so it was local hero Wesley Brito who came out on top. He put his superior knowledge of the Ponta Preta wave to full use. The judges loved his backside hacks in the pocket, staying connected to the power source. He worked Ponta Preta's head-high faces with fluidity and grace. The Cape Verdean drew hoots of delight from his adoring fans on the beach, and when he threw an impeccable Air 360, it was enough to give him the win and the title.
That was a big one.
It's the first Wing Wave Tour event, and especially to win the first one, this one is gonna stay in my mind forever. Super special. And it felt really good having some of my family here and having some of my friends helping me. It was super good. They would give me score when I need and tell me like if I'm losing or winning. They would help me carry my stuff. They would help me go in the water. So it was super good to win, and I think to leave the championship here at home is super good.
To a man and woman, the athletes were honoured to be part of such a groundbreaking event at such an iconic surf break. The show was spectacular and raises the bar for wingfoiling. There is no doubt its future is very bright.
It was pretty cool to have the event here at Ponta Preta with like a world-class waves. A lot of the girls, including myself, were a bit timid about going out in these waves, but we were totally able to do it and it was fine. And yeah, I think we all are very proud of ourselves for going out here and excited to see where it goes in more waves like this.
I think this event it was amazing for the sport. I think the possibility to just open this new window, you know, this new door of what is capable to be done. Because basically, if you don't plant that seed, you have the chance to have that tree growing, you know. And that's what's happening now. I think we just plant the seed, so this tree will grow, and we'll go to many different directions, you know. There will be the kids shredding probably air tricks even in the future on the wave, mixing with probably proper surf, like carving, riding, to maybe in the future even barrels, why not, you know? So of course, I think it's all about time and and having the people having the time to get better on their skills, on their equipment, and get dialed to this type of conditions. But for sure we saw that it's totally possible to bring to a different level of wave riding